everybody, Sage here. I'm back, and I just wanted to make a quick video about shoebox covers, Dubtubs, basically how you choose to dress up your shoebox. And a lot of people are drawn to the Dubtubs, and I don't blame them, right? I was the same way when I was new to the hobby. At least for my first grow, I wanted to do a Dubtub because I wanted to always do it. I didn't care about its effectiveness or anything. I just wanted to do it. But after that, I just basically just used the lids, guys. Yeah, really simple. Keep it simple, you know? You don't need a Dubtub. In fact, in my opinion, it's more detrimental to use a Dubtub. It's just completely unnecessary. And you know, some people even put like holes and stuff. Oh my gosh. Just keep it simple, guys. It's so unnecessary, especially for core lovers to be doing that. So what I always do before, okay, so after Dubtubbing, right? I used to go like, okay, once it's fully colonized, then I'm gonna flip the lid, right, like this, so it gets more FAE, right? See this little thing? But eventually, guys, I was just like, you know what? I see literally no difference whether I clip this like this. There is literally no difference. There's FAE all the time with these shoeboxes, right? Most shoeboxes, unless it's one of those sealed ones, you are always gonna have FAE, which in my opinion is the best thing about shoeboxes and also the worst thing about shoeboxes, because it depends. You know, some species like to have a higher FAE, a higher moisture, relative humidity inside with a lot of FAE. So the shoebox has got the FAE part, but the moisture part, it loses moisture quicker. You see, that's one of the downsides. So if you got like a big tub, it actually maintains a better microclimate. But anyways, all it means is that you need to baby it more with the shoebox. But for core lovers, really, it's not that complicated, you know. So here we are. I do want to fruit some poo lovers in shoeboxes, which is very, very rare. And a lot of people say like, oh, it's really, really not ideal, but I want to try it out. Probably in fall, unfortunately, but I will try it out. I got the spores. I just need to do the work, guys. So what I do now is I don't distinguish between fruiting conditions and colonizing conditions, because in nature, it's just always, you know, there's always oxygen around. You know, nothing is perfect. You know, people want to get everything perfect. Don't worry, guys. They grow on shit, right? They know what they're doing. We're not growing them. This is a saying, not my saying, but I love it. We don't grow mushrooms. We just provide the conditions for the mushrooms to do the work for us, or something along those lines, right? And that's all we do. We just accommodate them, okay? Just do minimal. Just give them what they need, the bare basics, and let them do the rest. They will do it way better than you or I could do it at the end of the day. Because you know why? Because they've been doing it long before me or you have been around. All right, they will be completely fine if we fucked off tomorrow. Right? So okay, so the FAE thing, right? I don't distinguish between FAE and colonizing conditions. On the other hand, what I do now though is, you see how some of the fruits are starting to hit the lids, right? So at this point, okay, up until this point, this will be closed, right? Just for convenience, when I'm picking it up and stuff, I'm not going to mess up and, you know, accidentally, you know, forget that it's unclipped and, you know, drop the shoebox or something. No. I'm going to open it up, all right? And why? Because when these guys start growing, they will actually push the lid up on their own. It's completely fine, guys. Okay, mushrooms work like hydraulics. They're super strong. Like, I'm not a scientist, so I can't say like the exact mechanism, but basically, you know, mushrooms like come out of concrete. They push out concrete. Their mechanism is crazy, right? So like this piece of plastic is nothing. So what happens is they'll just open it up. They'll get the FAE they need, all right, and they'll be very happy. And that's all I do, guys. That's it. They don't dry out because there's a bunch of fruits, right? So they keep their moisture in there pretty well. And it's really that simple, you know? Yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to say. I just don't overthink it, guys. You know, I remember when I was a noob, I was like, oh, you know, I'm gonna have to put a plastic bag over here or a Dubtub, and everything has to be all this. And, you know, like there's just so much overcomplication in this hobby. And I think it's not even from a bad place. I mean, I know it's not from a bad place. It's just like people are super passionate. And, you know, when you really like to do something, then you want to do it all the time. So you want to think about it. You want to, you know, experiment and stuff, which is all well and good. But if you're looking to just grow some core lovers, it's very simple and a lot of stuff is unnecessary. It's like if it's not broken, don't fix it. They can do it better than you or I could at the end of the day. as I said, if we disappear, they'll still be fine. You know, just don't overthink it. It's just simple is the best, in my opinion. Especially if you're a noob, just keep it simple. Like, it feels like the entry to this hobby is like, it's more like almost like nowadays, because it's getting more popular, it's almost like it's a form over function. For example, I talk about this in one of my older videos, but I think it's why multisport is king. I talk about the fetishization of agar, you know, how people want pretty plates and they think that pretty plates equals better genetics. It's complete BS. Another example is how, you know, like you need to have a flow hood now, because before, most people, most trusted cultivators, most people, the shakers and movers in this community, a lot of them were using sabs, and sabs are completely fine. But now, you know, there's a lot of entrepreneurship coming into the hobby as this becomes mainstream. There's a lot of new people coming in and they want to make a buck. They got some products to sell. So, you know, a flow hood is good because it's more money, but you really don't need it. For most cultivation purposes, for most people, you really don't need a flow hood. It does make things easier, but you certainly do not need it. And you could get plenty of success with a sab, as most people have. And I'll make another video on that as well. All right, so have a good one, guys. See you in the next video. Goodbye.